I'm going to wait for some people to jump on here because this is really, really important. And I'll wait all day if I have to. Hi, Lonnie. You guys, this should be public. It should be public. Try sharing this video. I want it to get out to as many people as possible. It should be public. I hope I did it right. If not, you can share it afterwards. I'll make it public. Um, I'm just waiting for some people to get on here because this is really, really important. And if you are a parent and you have children from 5 to 55, you need to hear this. I'm doing okay, Lonnie. I'm in war mode right now. I'm in fight mode right now. It's Jonathan's birthday, so happy birthday, Jonathan. That's super cool. It's his first heavenly birthday, and he's also 16 today, which is nice. So there's some positive for today. We are doing a balloon release at 7 o'clock tonight at the Roselawn Cemetery. He's buried all the way to the back at the left. Any and everyone is welcome. We've got tons of balloons. You're welcome to bring your own balloons. Um, but really, I want to talk about what happened to my kid. Like, I want to talk about. I got a puppy here that's whining. I want to talk about what happened to him. Thursday will be 6 weeks since he passed away. And yesterday I received a text from a friend that said, I'm so happy his autopsy and toxicology reports are back. And I had no idea. I'm like, what? And she sent me a screenshot. So now I know. Um, Denton PD, I'm calling you out because you have failed to reach out to me one time. No chaplains knocked at my door. No officer has come to my door. Nobody has called my cell phone to tell me what happened to my child. I found out because a vigilant mom was checking the medical examiner's webpage every day. So here's what happened to my kid. I was with him June, and this is still a pending investigation, so I'm not going to throw names out there and stuff like that. But I was with him June 15th. He was in a super good mood. I dropped him off at his dad's house to stay the night. It's not unusual. He called me a little while later and told me to pick him up some Hungry Man's. Me and Kat had gone to Walmart. He told me to pick him up some Hungry Man's and some Cheddar Sun chips because he was going to spend the week with me and he wanted to have what he wanted to eat. So I picked him up. All that's still sitting in the freezer, unused. Um, I thought everything was fine. He told me he loved me. The last transmission on his cell phone was at like 3:47 that the morning of the 16th. I get a phone call. I get a phone call from Sunny at 11:50, screaming and telling me Jonathan's dead. Jonathan's dead. And I'm like, I hear it, but it's not registering. You know what I mean? I hear it, but it's not registering. And I just jumped in the car, threw my kids in the car, jumped in the car, and I drove 100 miles an hour from Aubrey to Denton. And I get there, and we're all interviewed, and we're all doing the thing, and we were left with, well, sometime between 6 weeks and 1 year, we'll tell you what happened to your kid. So it was 5 weeks and 5 days when the report came out, a day before his birthday. No, it was 5 weeks and 5 days, a day before his birthday that the report came out. Um, Jonathan was murdered. Okay, Jonathan was murdered by fentanyl poisoning. Okay, Jonathan didn't want to die. He had a job interview the next morning. He had plans with me that weekend. Um, he didn't want to die. This wasn't listed as a suicide. This was listed as fentanyl poisoning. Okay, you don't purposely take fentanyl. Fentanyl was not his drug of choice. He wasn't into opiates or anything like that. Okay, Jonathan took a pill that he thought was a Percocet. He took one pill that he thought was a Percocet, and it was complete fentanyl. No Percocets in his system at all. It was complete fentanyl, one pill, and he's dead. Okay, he's dead. There's a lot of kids out here that just want to get high. I get it. I've been there. There's a lot of kids out here that just want to get high. That doesn't mean they want to or deserve to die. Okay? They are putting fentanyl in your marijuana. They're putting fentanyl in your cocaine. They're putting fentanyl in every Xanax, Oxy, Roxy, Percocet. They're putting fentanyl in candy and selling it to kids. They're putting fentanyl in everything, and this is a war on our children, you guys. Our kids are dying. Sonny and I were at the cemetery 2 days ago. If I'm talking too fast, y'all tell me to slow down. I'm kind of all over the place. Sonny and I were at the cemetery 2 days ago, and a strange Hispanic man and his son walked up to us and said, "Hey, is this your boy?" And he points to the mound of dirt, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's my son." He said, "Did he take a pill?" I said, "Yeah, he did take a pill." He said, "Well, my best friend is buried right here. He was 19 years old, and the detectives came and retook his phone to do another forensics investigation on his phone because they think that the two deaths are related. They think that they got the meds, the lethal poison of fentanyl from the same guy. So now we've got two children buried in the same cemetery within rock stone distance. And to not compromise the investigation, all I can say is this man is still walking the streets. He's still walking the streets, passing out fentanyl candy to your kids. Okay, and your kids are going to die if they eat it. Okay? Jonathan didn't want to die. He didn't have a death wish. He had plans. We had things that we were supposed to do that weekend. He was beaming and so happy the night before when I dropped him off at his dad's house. He didn't want to die. He didn't take 35 Percocets. He took one Percocet, and it was fentanyl. One. Okay? That's all it took. One. And I don't know how much I can stress this to you guys. Kids will experiment. Kids will be kids. You know what I mean? Kids will, they'll smoke weed and they'll try alcohol and they'll try pills and there is not a single pill that you can get on these streets right now that is safe to take. And I hope to God that you guys all right now, not an hour from now, not tomorrow, not next week. I hope to God, in Jonathan's honor, please go home and talk to your kids. Tell your kids that it's not safe to buy anything off the streets right now. If it's not given to you by a physician, do not eat it. You will die. You will die. Like the way that my husband and Jonathan's dad had to find Jonathan that morning. It's evil. It's evil. Sonny tried to do CPR on his cold, hard chest. And it was too late, obviously. We did not deserve this. Jonathan did not deserve this. Heaven didn't need another angel. I didn't need an angel. Okay? The kid was murdered. Okay? He was murdered by fentanyl poisoning. And come hell or high water, the asshole that gave it to him, that gave him this medication, which by the way was a long-term friend of his, somebody that he's known for a long time, gave him this pill, and Jonathan ate it, and it ended his life. One fucking pill, you guys. One. So please, I beg you, please talk to your kids. Show them this video. I'll post the autopsy report. I'm losing my voice. I'll post the autopsy report after this video. But please, for the love of God, talk to your kids. Don't let my son's death be in vain. Like there's not gonna be a high school in Texas that doesn't know my son's name because I'm about to go ham. Now that I've got confirmation, I'm about to go into every freaking high school that will let me in there, and we're gonna talk about this. I'm gonna bring awareness about this. You hear it in the news, but they're not talking about it. No one's in my face or in a kid's face telling them you are gonna die if you eat this pill. Nobody's doing that, and I'm gonna change that. Like I'm gonna start right here at Braswell, where Jonathan attended school. And I'm going to change that because this is so unfair. I didn't deserve this. Sonny didn't deserve this. None of the family deserved this. Jonathan didn't deserve this. And by the way, it's $15,000 to bury a child, okay? Do you think the murderer had to pay a penny for it? Nah. No, he didn't. So this isn't just an individual experience. This is a community experience, and it's a community epidemic. Do you know more people died from fentanyl poisoning in this country than heart attacks alone last year? It was the number one cause of death, or this year, I'm sorry. The number one cause of death in people between 18 and 45 years old was fentanyl poisoning. The number one, and nobody's freaking talking about it. So if this is going to get on your nerves, because I'm telling you right now, I'm about to go ham. Everything you see from me is going to be fentanyl this, fentanyl that. And I'm not sorry for it. I am not sorry for it. I'm going to turn my pain into purpose. I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to save as many lives as I possibly can because I don't want another parents have to go through what we're going through. You know, I mean, they're even putting it in lollipops. There was a rodeo the other day where 5 kids were sharing a lollipop and they all died from fentanyl poisoning. Like, nobody hears about this shit unless you're paying attention. I knew it existed, but until I started looking for it in the news, I had no idea. I had no idea. So you guys, it's everywhere. If I turn my camera around, I'm on 380. There's a sea full of cars, and I bet you 1 in 5 of them have fentanyl in their cars, whether they know it or not. Whether they know it or not. So I don't know if this is a genocide on our babies, or if this is or what. But our babies are dying. Adults are dying too. The kid that came up to Jonathan's grave 2 days ago to talk to Sonny and I, his family, their son was 19. There was a girl named Cheyenne that died, I think, back in March. Same thing, fentanyl poisoning, fake Xanax. My sister just attended a funeral for a dear friend of hers right after Jonathan passed away. Fake Percocets. People are dropping like flies. More than COVID, more than heart attacks, more than cancer, more than car wrecks, and nobody's talking about it. So damn it, I'm going to talk about it. And I'm going to keep talking about it until that son of a bitch that killed my son is in jail. Okay, please, if anybody knows his name, don't mention it because I'm not trying to compromise the investigation. But I'm not going to stop. It's time to stop feeling sorry for myself, and I'm going to fight. And I'm going to bring awareness to this because each and every single one of you that have children, your babies are in danger. Your babies are in like extreme danger. This is not just like, oh, I heard somebody die. No, this is hit home. It hit my house. And I'm a recovering addict. I've talked to my kids about this. They're not in the dark. They know what drugs are. I've been very open with them about this. I've talked to them about fentanyl. I've talked to them about everything. But until you sit down and get on their level and you get in their face like this and you explain to them, if you take a pill off the street, you're going to die and mean it, raise your voice a little bit. Mean it. Scream it from the mountaintops. Yes. Scream it. Because these babies, they all think they're invincible. You know, I wish I had a picture of my son in his casket. If anybody took one, even though I asked everybody not to take one, if anybody took one, please message it to me because I would like to use that as shock value while I'm traveling these high schools. I know that sounds sick and twisted, but somebody's going to hear me. Somebody's going to listen to me. And we're going to get this shit off the streets because my baby's dead and I can name a dozen other people that are dead just this year from fentanyl poisoning. And nothing's happening to these people. You know, there's so many states. I think there's only like 30 states in America that have laws to prosecute people who cause bodily harm or death against someone else for selling them a substance. For selling them a substance that they didn't know that they were buying. This is not a fucking accident. My son didn't want to die. He didn't want to die. This wasn't a suicide mission. He was trying to get high. He was trying to get high, and he died. One pill. One pill. You know, and I may have been the cause of his need to get high. We may have argued for a month prior to that. My life may have been a mess. But getting high and dying are two different things. And when you have someone that you've known for 4 years roll up at midnight to your dad's house and hand you what you think is a Percocet 30 and you eat it and you die, that was not a freaking accident. It was not a fucking accident, you guys. His death certificate is labeled as an accident. He didn't accidentally die. Somebody knowingly and willingly gave him fentanyl. Now, how is that an accident? This is homicide. And until this son of a bitch is in jail, I'm going to call it like it is. It's homicide, it's fentanyl poisoning, and they stole my pride and joy away from me. Yes, getting high and dying is two different things. I bet there's not a soul on this free feed right now that hasn't wanted to get high or drink a beer or something once in a while. You know, you've had a hard day. Hey, let's drink a beer. Hey, I've had a hard day. I'm going to drink this Red Bull. You know, kids are different, and they're experimenting and they're trying things. And, you know, I tried things as a teenager. Thank God fentanyl wasn't around or I wouldn't be around to tell this story. I've tried all kinds of things. I'm not saying I'm innocent. But there's shit on the plant. There's shit in our communities, you guys, in Aubrey, in Denton, and Tioga and Justin. It's Crom. It's everywhere. Fentanyl is killing our babies every single day, and nobody is talking about it. So we're going to talk about it. And if it bothers you, you're welcome to leave my page. You're welcome to tell me to fuck off. But I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it until there's no more fentanyl on the streets. And until there's not a single other mama that has to hurt like I hurt every single day. Every single day. I wake up thinking about him and I go to bed thinking about him. I don't wish this pain on the most evil to have ever walked the earth. There wasn't a damn thing. He has such lethal doses of fentanyl in his system, Narcan couldn't have even saved him. So I'm going to keep talking. And even when he's in jail, the guy that did this is in jail, I'm going to still keep talking. I'm going to keep speaking. And I'm going to keep going over this and beating this dead horse. And I'm going to go talk to freaking whoever at the DPD and whoever at Congress. And if I have to drive to Austin and talk to them, I'll talk to them too. Or whoever. Biden doesn't give a shit, neither does. But if anybody has any way to get me plugged in somewhere, I don't know, in a high school or even middle school. Middle schoolers are taking this freaking drug and dying. I'm part of a support group on Facebook, and there's a 13-year-old that just died from fentanyl poisoning. It's insane. Our babies are dying. Adults are dying too, but they've built up like a tolerance. Usually they're like heroin addicts, and they accidentally get a bag that's got some fentanyl in it. That's not what this was. That's not what this was. This was Jonathan trying to catch a buzz, and it killed him. It killed him. And yes, school board, that's a great idea. I'm in such a crazy, like a twilight zone that I can't even begin to tell you where to start, where I'm going to start, or what to do. I just know that, like, I pulled up my bootlegs and I'm in fight mode, and I'm not going to stop talking about it. And until that son of a bitch is in jail, I don't think the DPD is going to get any rest, because I'm going to be up there every day. And whoever wants to join me, fine. I'm going to be out there like a BLM rally. I'm going to be up there thick and loud, and I'm not going to stop until I'm heard, because literal innocent babies are dying. So that's what happened to Jonathan. He was murdered. Okay, this wasn't an accident. He didn't commit suicide. He didn't overdose. All these rumors that are flying, that's not what happened. He was murdered by fentanyl poisoning. That's what happened to him. He was murdered in cold blood by fentanyl poisoning. And I'm going to not stop until I get justice. I cannot have his death be in vain. And so as many of you are as willing to join me and jump in, there's not a single soul I'll turn around. We'll get signs made. We'll get banners made. I'll get a picture of every kid in Denton County that's died of fentanyl. And there are hundreds, by the way, there are hundreds. And I don't care. I'll walk up and down 380 and stop this traffic with these banners of all the faces of fentanyl, of all of our babies who have died. I'm mad and I'm angry and I feel like there's no justice, and I'm pissed off that it says that the birth certificate's an accident. There's nothing accidental about selling fentanyl to somebody. It's not an accident. I haven't talked this much in 6 weeks. Anyways, let the rumors die. Jonathan didn't overdose because he was a drug addict. Weed didn't kill him. He didn't overdose because he was in pain. He overdosed because someone murdered him. He overdosed because of one pill. One fake ass Percocet 30, which was no Percocet at all. It was fentanyl. By the way, guys, there's no such thing as Percocet 30, Percocet 50, any of that. You might find a doctor to write you a Percocet 10 prescription. But those Perc 30s and Perc 50s, there's no such thing as that shit on the streets. You can only get it from a hospital pharmacy, and they only put it directly in your mouth in a controlled environment when you're dying. Okay, because we're in the middle of an opioid crisis, which now it's far more than an opioid crisis. Now it's a fentanyl crisis. So if you hear somebody say, I got Perc 30s, I got Perc 50s, turn away and never talk to them again. They're trying to murder you and your children. I'm not kidding. Don't take candy from anybody, because now they're disguising it in like those, what are those things called? In lollipops, yes, but also they're disguising them and they're like rainbow colored sweet tarts. Rolls of sweet tarts. Those little sweet tarts that, like, if you chew it up and don't swallow it and you don't have much spit in your mouth, you can blow it out and make smoke. You know how the kids are doing it? That's got fentanyl in it. So if you're not buying it from the store or giving it to you, if it's not given to you by a physician, please talk to your kids. Please. I don't want to see anybody else that I know suffer the way that we're suffering. please. And I didn't speak up until now because though I knew this was the case, because of mama bear instinct and because of some other things that I won't say because I don't want to compromise the investigation, I didn't want to speak on it until I had it in writing that this is what happened. So I got it in writing yesterday. Jonathan died of fentanyl toxicity, which is murder. Which is murder. I can't walk to the guy over here and sell him a bag of weed covered in fentanyl and kill him and walk away with it. That's not cool. That is not cool. Our kids are dropping like flies. And parents are dropping like flies. Parents are killing themselves after this because parents can't freaking deal with the loss of a child. This isn't like the loss of a parent or the loss of a pet or the loss of your homeboy that died of fentanyl poisoning. This is your baby. This is my baby that I spent every day for 15 years with, my best friend. And I'm not just going to roll over and just let DPD do his job because they're not doing their job. Matter of fact, I'm about to get in this long line on 380. I'm going to drive up there and I'm going to talk to somebody because Detective Bearden has failed to return my phone calls, nor my emails, or anything. That son of a bitch should have been at my door yesterday when that report was ready, explaining to me what happened. That's what should have happened. Our justice system is failing us. We've got people in jail over bullshit, over a freaking joint, and we've got people running the streets selling freaking lethal doses of fentanyl. And I don't understand. I do not understand. So please talk to your kids. Even if you think, oh, my kid will never do that. I thought my kid would never do that either. Please talk to them. I don't care if they're 5, 6, 7, 50. Talk to them. Talk to them. Show them Jonathan's picture. Show them this live video. Show them the obituary. Show them the videos I have, the live videos of his funeral. I don't care what it takes. Yes, I know who gave it to him. I do know who gave him the fentanyl. So do the police. And that's all I can say about that. He's walking the streets handing out more fentanyl as we speak. So please, please, do not take anything. Do not let your kids take anything. Talk to them. Be open with them. Explain to them if they're not going to be in trouble if they come to you with a little blue pill or a little green pill and ask you what it is. I would rather my kid come to me with that pill and ask me what the hell is this than to just take it blindly. Because I would have been able to tell him this is a really bad idea. And if you take it, you're going to die. Like, don't reprimand your kids for being honest and real with you. Open up that line of communication. Let them come to you. Let them talk to you. Let them be real with you. And be there for them. Because they need you. No one else is telling them the truth. And the news isn't barely even touching on it. They touch on it if there's like 30 deaths in a county in a day. You might hear about it. But my son's life mattered just as much as those 30 lives mattered. And my son's life matters just as much as the next. And so I'm not going to sit back and be quiet anymore. Now that it's on paper, I feel like I'm able to talk about it. And so I'm going to stop the poison. Yeah. And you know, it's just pouring in over the borders. It's just freaking pouring in over the borders. By the way, fentanyl has no taste and no smell. Fentanyl has no taste, no smell. None. So you wouldn't know if it was in your drug of choice or not. You wouldn't know. And if you need help with addiction or addiction resources, message me, reach out. I have resources all over the country, people I can send you to, phone calls I can make, insurance, no insurance. Reach out to me. Reach out to me and let's get this fixed. I'll hit an NA meeting with you. I'll do whatever. I'll take your kids to an NA meeting. Seriously, anything. Anything that I can do to put a dent in this. And I cannot do it by myself. I need everybody to be talking about it. I need you guys to share this video. I need as many people as I can to rally behind me. Because it's time to go to war. It's fight time. And you know, we're fighting Mexican cartel, Mexican mafia, whoever these idiots are at the border, our presidents, and all the governmental officials and elites that refuse to listen to what the facts are. Fentanyl is the leading cause of death in people 18 to 45. Look it up. Above heart attacks, above cancer, above anything else, it's fentanyl toxicity. And now it's stolen my son from me. One pill. Just one. He didn't want to die. He had a job interview the next morning. We were supposed to hang out all weekend. Supposed to get his driver's license today. You know, today's his birthday. So I figured in honor of him, the least I can do is tell his story and try to save a life. I feel like that's the best gift that I can give him. So put all the rumors to rest. That's what happened to Jonathan. He was murdered in cold blood by fentanyl poisoning. The pussiest way I can think to murder somebody. He was murdered by fentanyl poisoning. You know, if you could just give him a pill, drive off, and homeboy dies where you left him. That's sorry, man. And somebody you've known for that long, that's sorry. You don't do people that you love that way. You don't do anybody that way. So anyways, in honor of Jonathan today and for today being his birthday, please share this video. Please get the word out. Talk to your kids. I'm begging you to talk to your kids. Talk to your kids' friends. Anybody that'll listen, just talk to anybody that'll listen. Share Jonathan's story. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of Jonathan. He didn't do this on purpose. Just share his story. And if anybody has a picture of him in his casket, I won't be mad. Please, I need that for the shock value at these high schools I'm going to go speak with. Yes, that person knew what they were doing. They knew they did not have legitimate Percocet 30s. They knew that. They were probably fresh off the press from a Laredo or something. I don't know. I'm just making something up. And he's not the only one wandering around Denton County sharing it or giving it to people. He's not the only one. There's dozens, if not hundreds, of kids. I mean, pills are the thing in high schools, you guys. Pills are the thing. Everybody's like, oh, I can get a Percocet 30 better than I can get a joint. No, you mean you can get fentanyl. You can get a death sentence. So you can't get a joint, so you just go die? Like, kids are just so unaware and nobody's talking to them. Please, I beg you. Thank you, Holly. Yes, please show it to your kids. Please, I beg you, talk to your kids. Talk to your adult friends and their kids. Talk to your coworkers. Talk to the lady in front of you at the store. Talk to anybody that'll listen. I'm going to. And I'm also going to be bringing red and black balloons to the balloon release tonight because those are the fentanyl awareness colors. So, surprise. I added in purple for overdose, but this wasn't a damn overdose. This was fentanyl poisoning. And it happened right here in my backyard. So, I'm going to be bringing red and black balloons. And even though Jonathan hated the color red, he would want to save a life. I mean, for his birthdays, all he wanted to do was raise money and go help the homeless. Most of his birthdays, that's what we did. The kid didn't deserve this. He did not deserve this. And so for him to know, if he could know that I'm spreading awareness to save a life, he would be very proud. And he'd be very proud of all of you that are willing to stand behind me and fight. And I mean fight, because I'm not the only people fighting. Once you join those fentanyl groups on Facebook, you see that there's tens of thousands of babies that have already died and parents begging for justice and not getting it. So I need an army. I need a whole freaking army. I need every single person watching this video, every single person that's ever seen this video, every single person that's ever seen my face or even hasn't seen my face. I need everybody that I can to rally behind me, and we're in a fight. I'm going to organize an event at the DPD, and we're going to do this until we get justice for Jonathan. And then I'm going to keep going so that other kids don't have to go through this. So, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Please put all the rumors that you've heard about him overdosing, and because one Percocet wouldn't have killed him. One Percocet, it wouldn't have done it. That was straight up fentanyl. He had no Percocet in his system at all. So this wasn't an overdose, okay? He didn't hate his life and want to die. That's not what this was. That's not what this was. This was murder. And if we call it anything else, we're wrong. This was murder by fentanyl poisoning. I need everybody to refer to it as murder by fentanyl poisoning. If you write a post about it, and I don't even care, share the story. He wasn't overdosed on fentanyl. That's not what happened. He was murdered by fentanyl poisoning. Please use those terms. It's very, very important, because if we don't, he's going to be seen and labeled as a drug addict, which he wasn't. He wasn't. Okay? So anyways, I could go on, and you guys' ears will be bleeding in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to wrap this up. Does anybody have any questions? I'll try to read some comments here, because I honestly have not been paying attention. Yes, Justin says there are test kits that people can do themselves to make sure they're not taking fentanyl. That's good. Also, in Jonathan's honor, if everybody could carry Narcan around, that'd be great. You can get Narcan for free from your pharmacy. I've got a link I can post where you can have Narcan shipped to you for free. You don't need a prescription. Narcan is what saves the life of someone who's had way too many opiates, okay? Narcan will save a life. Just because you don't use opiates or your family doesn't use opiates, everybody on this planet should be having a freaking rescue bag with Narcan in it. Everybody should. Everybody should have one. And if you can't get one, let me know. I'll get you one. Okay? Like, for Jonathan's birthday, everybody gets Narcan. Please, just carry it with you. And if you see the signs and symptoms, you see somebody wheezing, you see somebody fall out, you see somebody disoriented, administer Narcan. You just shoot. It's just like a nasal spray. Just nasal spray. And if they haven't taken opiates, it won't help them, but it won't harm them either. Nobody in this county should be walking around without Narcan. Nobody. So let me know. I'll order as many freaking Narcan packets as I need to. I'll make everybody up little care baggies or whatever. And it may sit in your car for 100 years. Great. I hope it does. But let's need it and not have it, and rather than have it. Wait, you know what I'm trying to say. I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And our kids are dying. I mean, Narcan wouldn't have saved Jonathan because nobody knew he was laying in his bed dying. But there are a lot of stories I've heard of children. They all pop pills together. They're drinking, they're smoking, they're posting on Snapchat. And the 6 other friends, this is what happened to Christian, who is the little boy that died exactly 1 month before Jonathan, from the same pill, from the same guy. They were all popping pills, posting it on Snapchat. Well, the 6 other best friends he was with, they left. And they left that little boy Christian there to die. They didn't call his mom, they didn't call his dad, they didn't call 911. They left him there to die because they were scared. They were scared. You're not going to go to jail for reporting an overdose. You're not going to go to jail for reporting a fentanyl toxicity. Call 911. If you see something, say something. Carry Narcan. Just be prepared, because you guys, it's not getting better. It's getting worse. It's getting so much worse, and I'm pissed. So I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm yelling, but grief is weird. I go from pissed to devastated to furious to devastated to okay to it comes in waves. So right now I'm in fight mode. I pulled up my bootlegs. I'm about to drive my happy ass right down there, and I'm gonna go talk to Detective Bearden, since he won't answer the phone or respond to phone calls. And I'm gonna go have him explain to me what happened to my child. I shouldn't have had to learn it through a text message from a friend. So I'm on it. I'm in fight mode today. If anybody has any ideas of where to start, what to do, if you got any plugs on like making banners, making signs, anything you can do. Think about BLM size rally, okay, or LGBTQ size rally, or Jesus Christ size rally, whatever. The masses, like, what would it take to gather the masses? What do I need to buy? Where can I get it for cheap? Who's willing to help? Like I am open to suggestions. Flood my inbox, flood the comment sections, whatever you've got to do. Yes, Amanda's got decals for sale. They're $15 a piece. They're memorial stickers for Jonathan. You can reach out to me or her for that. Sister Lisa, yes, you are the protest queen. I need your help. Like, I need to spend all weekend with you orchestrating this thing. And then I'm going to plan it, and then I'm going to make an event for it, and then I'm going to hope to God that all of you show up. I'm going to hope to God that you all show up, because this isn't just affecting me. It's affecting my other children. It's affecting Jonathan's dad, Sonny. It's affecting his father. It's affecting my mother. It's affecting all of the hundreds of people that filled the room at the funeral. It's affecting every single person who is sitting at that grave every single night. He has got somebody sitting at that grave with him. Every night he has somebody sitting at that grave with him. He was loved, and he didn't deserve this. I didn't deserve this. Sonny didn't deserve this. Your kids don't deserve it either. And you don't deserve it either. I know you'll be there, Caden. I know you'll freaking be there. Caden's been in his grave every single night. Robin, you can get Narcan anywhere, any pharmacy. You do not need a prescription. I also have a link. I can have it mailed to you. I will order you some. If you have a pharmacy that gives you a hard time about it, let me know. I have a link. I can get as many freaking Narcans as they have in stock, and I'll pass them out at the rally or at the balloon release or whatever. But please, you guys, please carry Narcan. Please look for the signs of overdose: wheezing, feeling faint, being unconscious. Even if they're already unconscious, shoot that shit up their nose. If it's opiates, they'll pop back. If it's not opiates, well, you tried. But please be ready. Like, I'm always looking around, like, constantly, like, just looking, because it's so prevalent, and so many kids are dying that I feel like I have to be prepared. I have to. And you all should feel like you have to be prepared too, because no government or cop is helping us. In fact, my family was quite literally attacked after Jonathan died, and we're still fighting. We are still fighting the department, which I can't really go into detail about either. So the police are not on your side. They're not going to help you. Okay, nobody's in jail. He's confessed to selling my son the pills, and he's walking the streets selling more pills right now. Okay, so it's gonna have to be all of us getting together and getting loud and making freaking noise. Yeah, how many little kids have to die over this? And it could be your kid. Don't think it can't. Don't think it can't. I mean, it can be a Smartie. That's what they were called. I was trying to talk about earlier. The Smartie candies. They've got fentanyl in them. The fentanyl's all over our schools, disguised as lollipops, the Smartie candies, actual pills. I mean, it's everywhere. It is everywhere. And our babies are dropping like flies. They're dropping faster than their parents are dropping, and their grandparents are dropping. It's the leading cause of death in people between 18 and 45, and it's not even being spoken about. So it's time to rise up, you guys. I'm pissed. I hope all of you are pissed. Um, I'm grieving also, so this is a very strange headspace to be in. But it's time to put our feet on the ground, and it's time to get busy. So, yes, in the candy. Holly, yes, in the candy. 5 kids died at a rodeo last weekend because they shared a lollipop laced with fentanyl. They all died. They all died. They're poor families. But where'd the lollipop come from? And are they going to prosecute? No, they're not. The most they're going to do is give a manufacturing and delivery charge. I'm pissed too, Sonny. I'm pissed too. So it's going to take all of us to get together, scream, act a fool, whatever, storm the steps, whatever. But to me, this is a reason worth getting behind. This is the cause worth getting behind. This isn't about civil liberties or civil rights or who voted for who or liberal or conservative. This is not about that. This is about our babies are dying, and this is going to affect us all. So please, 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 you guys, I'll be posting more information soon. Message me any and all ideas, no matter how dumb they may seem. Message me any and all ideas for how we can organize and get this together. I want it to be organized. I want it to be orchestrated well. I want it to be professional. I'm not trying to like get tear gassed or anything crazy. I don't want to destroy shit. I just want to, be loud, and I just want to be heard, because my voice matters. Our babies matter. And it's more than a pandemic, this epidemic, this genocide on our children. It matters. Jump on board, put the rumors to rest, and pull up your bootlegs and let's go kick some ass, okay? I'm going to go. I love all of you guys. Thank you for all of your support and everything that you've done for me over the last 5.5 weeks. Does not go unnoticed or unappreciated. I love you guys so, so, so much. And I hope that I will talk to you